in response to white friends who've taken to calling me Blackavist Becca. My classmates' pearly white teeth reflect their pearly white skin even when we're pretending race isn't real. When we laugh and I pretend to be thinking about anything else. We memorize lines, formulate fantasy, think in thesis and theater, plays and poetry, rehearse our dreams and let them dance like Dali's deserts. Oasis and bohemia in the midst of the systematic genocide on the other side of the brick wall. Sometimes I can smell it when we open the window. That every however many minutes go by in between every completely lawful murder of a black body, the smoke fills my mouth and tastes like ashes. Fog fills freshly Febrezed air like fumigation. We are safe inside. We can withstand the fire because we're not the ones being lynched. Tucked away in the folds of our art school education, we're the lucky byproducts of genetics and privilege. But then I smell the ash, and my classmates don't. And I follow the smoke into the street when I leave them at night. The pretending stops, and I am just stark enough to be different than them again. And I know it's not their faults. They've got lives and families and souls, but it is their faults because they can ignore it, pretend it isn't happening. What a privilege it must be to live in a world where it isn't happening. Their skin makes their smiles gleam like headlights in my eyes. I see it every day. The source of the ash, the world burning in the distance, but sometimes the fire is in the room with us and I don't need to follow the smoke, they're breathing it into me. Someone will mention an expensive summer vacation home or a past show where white boy Brad played King Tut and bronzed his face to look like my grandfather. Sometimes I remember how much they forget I'm not one of them. Forget that every ancestor, puzzle piece in my flesh, built brown and strong like oak, still lives in my blood, dwells in my bones. My body has been colonized out of my color. Gentrified genetics, imperialized, imprisoned, infested my skin so that I could sit here and pretend that race isn't real. My classmates start to look uncomfortable. Faces go even whiter, a visible reminder that we are farther apart than I thought. They roll their eyes at me, nickname my struggle to make it easier to wade through every time I open my mouth or cringe at their jokes. Blackavist Becca. The oasis disappears. Sandra Bland's mugshot imprinted on the inside of my eyes. Eric Garner replays in my head like a skipping tape. Don't have the energy to pretend that race isn't real anymore. To settle for, well, it's only my opinion, while faces split on searing pavements like cracked eggs. Too busy mourning murders to care about your colorblindedness. Too scared for their lives. Too fed up at the jackals and the system that protects them. Too tired of writing obituaries every time my best friend leaves the room, and 200% done with feeling obligated to break this shit down for you. Google it. Call me a reverse racist. Capitalize on a movement. Run through black boys' funerals screaming with your privilege because to you, all lives matter, but black lives don't. Can't colorblind cast me anymore. Fold my flesh into whatever convenient character makes you most comfortable. I'm off duty. Will not whitewash my thoughts so you can be in them. Won't stop resisting when you handcuff my vocal cords. Won't kumbaya about the healing powers of Shakespeare when my wounds are gutted every time a police brutality video autoplays on Facebook. I'm not sorry for your discomfort. Not sorry my conversations plateau at fear and anger these days. I just no longer have the privilege to pretend.